not only are these concerning allegations out there about Mr. Rosenstein, about him wanting to tape record secretly the president and want to invoke the 25th Amendment, but you can't forget that he's also the same person who has threatened House Intelligence Committee staff, who has refused to turn over documents to Congress, so much so that articles of impeachment are pending against him, who signed the Carter Page FISA warrant memo and wrote the memo involving Mr. Comey when he was let go from the Department of Justice. There's a lot of concerning things out there. I know the president's going to call balls and strikes, and he's going to make the best decision for this country, and that's going to involve having the best people at the Department of Justice who have a commitment in serving our nation.
Right, and I understand the concern. I mean, everything you listed seems to me to be perfect justification for firing this guy. I understand that the hesitation from the Trump administration and the hesitation for a lot of people to push President Trump to fire Rosenstein, is because they don't want Trump to be opened up to accusations of obstruction of justice, because Rosenstein was the one who appointed Special Counsel Robert Mueller. He's the one who is the only one, I should say, in charge of Robert Mueller. So, a lot of people don't want the president to be subjected to allegations that he fired Rosenstein in an effort to get closer to firing Mueller. My question to you, and I understand that to a certain extent, my question to you is, doesn't this article from the New York Times, these allegations, the very weak kind of technical lawyerly denial coming from Rosenstein about whether or not he said this and whether or not it was in jest, whether or not he participated in conversations about the 25th Amendment, doesn't this give President Trump the justification that he needs to say, look, I fired the guy because he was involved in a plot to take me down. He wanted to wear a secret wire and record me. He was talking about invoking the 25th Amendment. It has nothing to do with Robert Mueller.
Well, starting to Mr. Rosenstein's point that, hey, I was joking about this, when you're in the position in government that he has as the Deputy Attorney General, this is something that is never a joking matter, is never anything should be said in jest. And so it's disingenuous for him to try to slough this off as an offhand comment to McCabe, who, let's not forget, is another disgraced Department of Justice official that's also pending investigations due to his conduct. So I think there's adequate cause there for the president, and I think this is one of many things that are piling up that call into question the loyalty and the integrity to which Mr. Rosenstein has in his position and the extent to which he should be trusted. And let's talk about the Mueller investigation real quick. I mean, there is a line of secession here. It's not to say that if Rosenstein is fired or steps down, then nobody's overseeing the Mueller investigation. Under the rules of secession, that would go to the Solicitor General, Noel Francisco, who is an amazing man who's been confirmed by the Senate, who's the Solicitor General for the United States, and he would be the one to step over and have oversight, maybe actually exercise oversight over this Mueller investigation that seems to be as out of control as Mr. Rosenstein is with his actions at the Department of Justice.